I kept telling myself it wasn't really cheating because it honestly felt more like finally remembering something important I had misplaced. My wife and I had built a life together over 20 years, learning every little rhythm of the other person. Our days simply fit together, perfectly aligned and wonderfully safe, like perfectly organized drawers. Love was certainly still present in that space, but it had softened over time, almost silent like an old radio playing from another room. Then, entirely unexpectedly, Daniel walked back into the picture, right when I needed him most. He was my college best friend, the one person who always knew exactly what I was going to say before I even finished saying it. We started off discussing trivial things, but somehow that conversation slowly steered toward the deep, crucial parts of our lives. Somewhere between the second glass of wine and the fourth honest confession, the entire atmosphere between us completely shifted. I started noticing it first in the extended moments of silence, those quiet seconds stretching between our words, the way our eyes would linger, almost searching for some unspoken signal, or maybe just permission to continue. And when his hand accidentally brushed mine, it felt nothing like a mistake, but rather like a very clear, meaningful question. I realized I had given him my answer long before either of us had actually spoken a single audible word. What happened next wasn't some dramatic movie scene with loud music or big action. Believe me, it was just two men sitting far too close, realizing that the long-standing friendship label we used was actually protecting something else entirely. That something else had actually been patiently waiting in the wings for years, just needing the right moment to finally step forward. Then, with the certainty of morning light, the crushing feeling of guilt immediately showed up right on schedule. My wife's face seemed to be imprinted everywhere I looked, in the kitchen, in the reflection of the glass, and in every picture of our future. The challenging part was that Daniel never once put any pressure on me to make some sort of definite, immediate decision about everything. I went home that night and gave my wife a goodnight kiss, inhaling the familiar scent of our usual soap. I lay there wide awake for hours, feeling utterly divided, trying to reconcile two separate truths that simply refused to ever merge. I didn't make that choice because I stopped loving the woman I married. That simply wasn't the whole story. I did it because a dormant, authentic piece of myself, long suppressed, suddenly found its voice and finally demanded to be heard. And the sound of that long-awaited, true voice happened to perfectly sound like my closest friend quietly saying my actual name.